Hare Krishna. Let's hear the story associated with Nirjala Ekadashi. Once Bheemsena, the younger brother of Maharaja Yudhishthira, asked the great sage Srila Vyasadeva, the grandfather of the Pandavas, if it is possible to return to the spiritual world without having observed all the rules and regulations of the Ekadashi fasts. Bhimasena then spoke as follows: O greatly intelligent and learned grandfather, my brother Yudhishthira, my dear mother Kunti, and my beloved wife Draupadi, as well as Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, fast completely on each Ekadashi and strictly follows all the rules, guidelines, and regulative injunctions of that sacred day. Being very religious, they always tell me that I should also fast on that day too. But, O learned grandfather, I tell them that I cannot live without eating because, as the son of Vayudeva, Samana Prana, the hunger is unbearable to me. I can give widely in charity and worship Lord Keshava properly with all manner of wonderful upcharas, but I cannot be asked to fast on Ekadashi. Please tell me, how can I obtain the same merits result without fasting? Hearing these, the grandsire of Bhima, Srila Vyasadeva said, if you want to go to heavenly planets and avoid the hellish planets, you should indeed observe a fast on the both the light and the dark Ekadashis. Bhima replied, O great saintly intelligent grandfather, please listen to my plea. O greatest of Munis, since I cannot live if I eat only once in a day, how can I possibly live if I have fast completely? Within my stomach burns a special fire named Vrika, the fire of digestion. Agni, the fire god, descends from Lord Vishnu through Brahma, from Brahma to Agni Rasa, from Agni Rasa to Brihaspati, and from Brihaspati to Samyu, who was Agni's father. He is the gatekeeper in charge of Nairityi, the southeastern direction. He is one of the 8 material elements, and Parikshit Maharaj, he is very expert at examining things. He examined Maharaja Shibi once by turning into dove. Agni is divided into 3 categories: Davagni, the fire in the wood; Jataragni, the fire in the digestions in the stomach; and Vadavagni, the fire that creates fog when hot and cold streams mix in, for the example of the ocean. Another name of the fire of digestion is Vrika. It is this powerful fire that resides in Bhima's stomach. Only when I eat to my full satisfaction does the fire in my stomach become satisfied. O great sage, I might possibly be able to fast only once, so I beg that you tell me of an Ekadashi that is worthy of my fasting, and that includes all other Ekadashis. I shall faithfully observe that fast and hopefully still become eligible for liberation's release. Srila Vyasadeva replied, O king, you have heard from me about the various kinds of occupational duties, such as elaborate Vedic ceremonies and pujas. In the Kali Yuga, however, no one will be able to observe all these occupational and functional duties properly. I shall therefore tell you how, at practically no expense, one can endure some small austerity and achieve the greatest benefit and resultant happiness. The essence of what is written in the Vedic literatures, known as the Puranas, is that one should not eat on either the dark or light fortnight Ekadashis. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 12, Chapter 13, verse 12 and 15, the Bhagavatam Puran is itself the essence or cream of all Vedanta philosophy, and the Srimad Bhagavatam's unequivocal message is that of full surrender to Lord Sri Krishna and the rendering of loving devotional service to him. Observing Ekadashi strictly is a great aid in that process, and here Srila Vyasadeva is simply stressing to Bhima the importance of the Ekadashi Vratam. One who fasts on Ekadashi is safe from going to the hellish planets. Hearing Srila Vyasadeva's word, the son of Vayu Bhimsena, the strongest of all warriors, became frightened and began to shake like a leaf on a banyan tree in a strong wind. The frightened Bhimsena then said, "Oh, grandfather, what should I do? I am completely unable and ill equipped to fast twice in a month throughout the year. Please tell me of the one fasting day that will bestow the greatest benefit upon me." Vyasadeva replied, "Without drinking even water, you should fast on the Ekadashi that occurs during the light fortnight of the month of Jyeshtha, when the sun travels in the sign of Taurus and Gemini. According to learned personalities, on this day one may bathe and perform achamana for pratiprokshana purification. But while performing achamana, one may drink only that amount of water equal to a drop of gold or that amount it takes to immerse in a single mustard seed. Only this amount of water should be placed in the right palm for sipping, which one should form to resemble a cow's ear. If one drinks more water than this, he might as well have drunk wine despite the soaring heat of summer. One must certainly not eat anything, for if he does so, he breaks his fast. This rigid fast is in effect from sunrise on the Ekadashi day to sunrise on the Dwadashi day. If a person endeavors to observe this great fast very strictly, he easily achieves the result of observing all 24 other Ekadashi fasts throughout the entire year. On Dwadashi, the devotee should bathe early in the morning. Then, according to the prescribed rules, guidelines, and regulative injunctions, and of course, depending on his ability, he should give some gold and water to worthy Brahmanas. Finally, he should cheerfully honor prasadam with the Brahmana. O Bhimsena, one who can fast on this Ekadashi in this manner reaps the benefit of having fasted on every Ekadashi during the year. There is no doubt of this, nor should there be. O Bhimasena, now hear the specific merit one gets by fasting on this Ekadashi. The Supreme Lord Keshava, who holds a conch, discus, club, and lotus, personally told me, "Everyone should take shelter of me and follow my instructions." Then he told me that one who fasts on this Ekadashi without even drinking water or eating becomes free of all sinful reactions, and that one who observes the difficult Nirjala fast on Jyeshtha Shukla Ekadashi truly reaps the benefit of all other Ekadashi fasts. O Bhimasena, in the Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, when all the principles of the Vedas will have been destroyed or greatly minimized, and when there will be no proper charity or observance of the ancient Vedic principles and ceremonies, how will there be any means of purifying the self? But there is the opportunity to fast on Ekadashi and become free of all one's past and sins. O son of Vayu, what more I can say to you? You should not eat during the Ekadashi that occur during the dark and light fortnights, and you should even give up drinking water on the particular auspicious Ekadashi day of the Jyeshtha Shukla Ekadashi. O Vikrodhara, voracious eater, whoever fasts on this Ekadashi receives the merit of bathing in all the places of pilgrimage, giving all kinds of charities to worthy persons, and fasting on all dark and light Ekadashis throughout the year in one go. Of this there is no doubt. O tiger among men, whoever fasts on this Ekadashi truly becomes a great person and achieves all manner of opulence and wealth, gains strength and health. And at the fearful moment of death, the terrible Yamdutas, whose complexions are yellow and black, and who brandish huge maces and twirl mystic pashas ropes in the air for binding their victims, will refuse to approach him. Rather, such a faithful soul will at once be taken to the supreme abode of Lord Vishnu by the Vishnu Dutas, whose transcendently beautiful form are clothed in glorious yellowish garments and who each hold a disc, club, conch, and lotus in their four hands, resembling Lord Sri Vishnu. It is to gain all these benefits that one should certainly fast on this very auspicious and important Ekadashi even from water. When all the other Pandavas heard about the benefits to be gained by following Jyeshta Shukla Ekadashi, they resolved to observe it exactly as their grandfather Srila Vyasadeva had explained it to their brother Bhimasena. All the Pandavas observed it by refraining from eating or drinking anything, and thus this day is also known as Pandava Nirjala Dwadashi. Srila Vyasadeva continued, O Bhimasena, therefore you should observe this important fast to remove all your past sinful reactions. You should pray to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, in this way, making your Sankalpa declaration. O Lord of all Devas, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, today I shall observe Ekadashi without taking any water. O unlimited Anantadeva, I shall break fast on the next day, Dwadashi. Thereafter, to remove all his sins, the devotee should honor this Ekadashi fast with full faith in the Lord and with full control over his senses, whether his sins are equal in volume to the Mount Sumeru or to Mandarachal hill. If he or she observe this Ekadashi, the sins that have been accumulated all became nullified and are burnt to ashes. Such is the great power of this Ekadashi. O best of human beings, although a person should also give water and cows in charity during this Ekadashi, if for some reason or other he cannot, then he should give a qualified Brahmana some cloth or a pot filled with water. Indeed, the merit achieved by giving water alone equals that gained by giving gold 10 million times a day. O Bhima, Lord Sri Krishna has said that whoever observes this Ekadashi should take a holy bath, give charity to a worthy person, chant the Lord's holy names on a japamala, and perform some kind of recommended sacrifice, for by doing these things on this day one receives imperishable benefits. There is no need to perform any other kind of religious duty. Observance of this Ekadashi fast alone promotes one to the supreme abode of Sri Vishnu. O best of the Gurus, if one donates gold, cloth, or anything else on this day, the merit one obtains is imperishable. Remember, whosoever eats any grains on Ekadashi becomes contaminated by sin and verily eats only sin. In effect, he has already become a dog eater, and after death he suffers a hellish existence. But he who observes this sacred Jyeshta Shukla Ekadashi and gives something in charity certainly achieves liberation from the cycle of repeated birth and death and attains to the supreme abode. Observing this Ekadashi, which is merged with Dwadashi, frees one from the horrible sin of killing a Brahmana, drinking liquor and wine, becoming envious of one's spiritual master and ignoring his instructions, and continually telling lies. Furthermore, O best of beings, any man or woman who observes this fast properly and worship the Supreme Lord Jalashayi, and who on the next day satisfies a qualified Brahmana with nice sweets and a donation of cows and money, such a person certainly pleases the Supreme Lord Vasudeva so much so that 100 previous generations in his family undoubtedly go to the Supreme Lord's abode, even though they may have been very sinful, of bad character, and guilty of suicide, etc. One who on this day gives a Brahmana a water pot, an umbrella, or shoes surely goes to the heavenly planets. Indeed, he who simply hears these glories also attains to the transcendental abode of Supreme Lord Sri Vishnu. Whoever performs the Shraddha ceremony to the forefathers on the dark moon day called Amavasya, particularly if it is occur at the time of solar eclipse, undoubtedly achieves great merit. But this same merit is achieved by him who simply hears this sacred narration. So powerful and so dear to the Lord is this Ekadashi. One should clean his teeth properly and without eating or drinking observe this Ekadashi to please the Supreme Lord Keshava. On the day after Ekadashi, one should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Trivikrama by offering him water, flowers, incense, and a brightly burning lamp. Then the devotee should pray from his heart, O God of gods, O deliverer of everyone, O Rishikesha, master of these senses, kindly bestow me the gift of liberation, though I can offer you nothing greater than this humble pot filled with the water. Then the devotee should donate the water pot to a Brahmana. Bhimsena, after this Ekadashi fast and donating the recommended items according to his ability, the devotee should feed Brahmanas and thereafter honor prasadam silently. Srila Vyasadeva concluded, I strongly urge you to fast on this auspicious, purifying, sin devouring Dwadashi in just the way I have outlined. Thus, you will be completely freed from all sins and reach the supreme abode. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Jyeshta Shukla Ekadashi or Bhimaseni Nirjala Ekadashi from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Hare Krishna.